Welcome to Case, Cause, and Criminology, where we analyze real criminal cases through criminology, forensic psychology, and sociological insight. Today's episode: the Kenyan connection in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. The case: the Feeding Our Future fraud, Kenyan international laundering link. In September 2025, U.S. federal prosecutors revealed a major breakthrough in one of the largest public fund fraud cases in American history, the Feeding Our Future scandal. At the center of this new development was a Kenyan national, Ahmed Naji Malim Aftin Sheikh, charged with conspiracy to commit international money laundering. The fraud scheme ran from 2020 to 2022 and exploited child nutrition programs meant to feed low-income children during the pandemic. The conspirators submitted fake meal claims, fabricated invoices, inflated food counts, and laundered the proceeds through shell companies. According to the indictment, Sheikh helped move, conceal, and invest more than $40 million in stolen federal funds. He allegedly coordinated the transfer of millions from Minnesota to Kenya, where the money was injected into real estate, sham investment companies, luxury goods, and personal accounts. The U.S. Department of Justice describes his role as critical to the international layer of the scheme, turning domestic fraud into global money laundering. Key facts: scheme size: over $40 million in misappropriated funds. Victims: U.S. taxpayers and child nutrition programs. Charge: conspiracy to commit international money laundering. Location of laundered funds: Kenya and the U.S. Purpose of fraud: falsely claimed meals for low-income children. Key facts: 40M plus laundered. Federal child meal funds. Kenyan international link. Fraud via fake meal claims. To understand why this crime occurred, we must explore the motive, opportunity, and behavioral patterns behind the scheme. The primary motive was financial gain. The fraud network saw a unique opportunity during the COVID-19 pandemic, when federal oversight was stretched thin, to access massive public funds with minimal scrutiny. Opportunity: child nutrition programs rely heavily on trust. When schools closed and meal distribution shifted to community groups, monitoring weakened. This created perfect conditions for fraud. Inflated meal counts, fake food distribution sites, shell companies posing as vendors, rapid approvals without in-person checks. Sheikh's role took the scheme global. He allegedly used Kenyan businesses, real estate projects, and international transfers to hide the origins of fraud proceeds, a key money laundering tactic. Behavioral patterns: the case shows classic white-collar crime patterns. Abuse of public trust. Complex financial layering. Use of legitimate-looking companies. International distancing of funds. Exploitation of pandemic vulnerabilities. In short, greed, opportunity, and weak oversight intersected to create a fraud pipeline from the U.S. to Kenya. From a criminology perspective, this case offers deep insight into modern transnational white-collar crime. Techniques of neutralization. White-collar offenders often justify fraud through rationalizations like, "The government has plenty of money. No one is personally harmed. Everyone inflates numbers." Such justifications reduce moral restraint and enable large-scale fraud. Opportunity theory. Criminology shows that white-collar crime thrives where transparency is weak. Here, program loopholes allowed false claims, fake receipts, and sham vendors to appear legitimate. Money laundering theory. The laundering process followed the classic 3 stages. Placement: moving stolen funds into bank accounts. Layering: wiring money internationally, using shell businesses. Integration: purchasing real estate and business assets in Kenya to make the funds appear clean for. Transnational crime perspective. This case reveals how global financial networks make it easier for criminals to move funds across borders, complicating law enforcement efforts. In summary, the crime succeeded due to a blend of financial opportunity, weak oversight, ideological rationalizations, and sophisticated cross-border money laundering. Today on Case, Cause, and Criminology, we examined the case, how tens of millions in child nutrition funds were stolen, the cause, the motives, opportunities, and behavioral patterns, the criminology, the theories that explain how this global fraud succeeded. If you found this breakdown insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Tell us in the comments, do you think international money laundering is the biggest challenge in fighting modern financial crime? Thank you for watching. Stay curious and stay safe.